So what I'd like to do now is take you on a little tour of the swamp and my record collection itself. So let's get to it, eh? Alright, let's just do a 360 of the room. You can see my Joss Whedon posters. You can see it all. I mean, do I need to explain it all? Hopefully it looks reasonably neat to you, hopefully, because I don't like clutter very much. We're out in the outer suburbs of Melbourne, Victoria, a place called Mooroolbark. And let's go straight over here to my display cabinet. I'm going to turn the light on. Yeah, I should have put that on earlier. It's something I picked up at an op shop a few years back, and it was just, I just see you could fit the bill there for my records. There's more down the bottom shelf there. A couple of glass shelves here. I'll just take the rocking chair, my reading rocking chair away, and cassette player, so we can actually get a better view of what's going on. Let's open this beauty. As you can see, I've got CD singles here on the glass shelf, because clearly records are not going to sustain. They're not going to be sustained by those, are they? And that book, that's a book by moi, my science fiction novel. I thought I'd give it a plug. Why not? And here is also another one of my books. It's my collection of song lyrics under my musical nom de plume Will Greaves, the complete Grover's Mill lyrics. Both self-published, available online. Please check them out. Hey. Here's my records, some of my records. Now this is my special stash here, because this is my rock albums, only by band, not by solo artists. Solo artists are down below, and this is from the 1970s onwards. I used to have the 1960s collection, but I had to put it elsewhere because I just clearly, as you can see, I didn't have room. Now I'm just going to show a couple of my favourites here for you, and then we'll move on. This one here, Genesis, Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. There's nothing particularly special about it as far as rareness or anything like that. But I have to tell you, this is my all-time favourite album. 1974 prog rock concept album. It's chock-a-block with amazing stuff. It's over 90 minutes, a double album. And even if you were to whittle it down to just the best stuff, you'd still end up with over 70 minutes of magnificent music. This always kicks my ass, this album. It's so damn good. So let's put it back where it belongs. Over here, what have we got? Oh yeah, this is a special one. Captain Beefheart's The Magic Band, Lick My Decals Off Baby from 1970. I bought this at the Amoeba record store in San Francisco on Haight Street, famous Haight Street leading into Golden Gate Gardens. And special treat for anyone interested. It comes in delicious vinyl, delicious pinkish vinyl. Let's see if we can get a better view of this thing. Look at that, just wow. And another thing you might notice is every one of my LPs comes with a CD that I've made, usually, or sometimes it's an official one that I've bought, because I like to digitize my records once I get them, because it's convenient. Basically, you digitize them on your computer, turn them into CD, rip them to MP3 on your computer, and you can play them on your phone, etc. It's the thing. It's a thing with me. The digitizing albums project continues apace. I've got all these done, but I'm not finished yet. There's one more record I decided to show you here. This is Kiss Alive. I bought the second hand, but check out the stitching. Someone, clearly the folds had broken away, and someone lovingly stitched up this thing here. You can see it there. down the bottom and the top. I always thought this guy here was actually a girl. He was so feminine, but it's a guy. Yeah, it's a guy. 1970s, what a fabulous time. Okay, let's move down to the solo artists below. And as you can see, I've got singles as well, just some of them. So my solo artists have filed pretty much male solo, female solo artists there. The one I want to pick out for you is this one here, this little beauty, Miss Nina Cherry, raw like sushi. As you can see from the information, more delicious coloured vinyl. I couldn't resist, so let's have a look at the coloured vinyl. Beautiful, beautiful. Just look at that. And this is a really important album for me. This is about 1989, 1990. Really the first album that turned me on to modern dance music, I would say. Particularly the song Buffalo Stance, which was sort of a bit of a hit, certainly a dance floor hit for her. You listen to that song and you become converted, basically. Nina, she's a pathfinder for me, and hot as hell, by the way. Yeah. And I love her other solo albums as well. One more album that I have to show, very, very important one. I talked about this actually on earlier Swamp podcasts. This is Elton John's Lady Samantha album. Now, this is the album, if I can get a better image, this is the album that I found that actually had a bullet hole in it. You can see it there. I'll open it up for you, and you can see the actual bullet gone through there. See that? Do you see it? You can see it there. What do you reckon? A 22 caliber went straight through that little beauty. Someone either didn't like the album or just felt particularly destructive one day. I don't know, but it's a great album. It's a collection of B-sides from his early period, from about 69 to 74, when the album was first released on cassette only. And it's got that classic Elton John sound to it. So that's this one, and then I've got some singles here that I'd like to show you. Just a couple of them, a couple of my faves. The Kinks, Lost and Found, from about 1986. I bought this at a record store in Notting Hill in London when I was over there, believe it or not. Picture this, yeah, just a picture sleeve one. And this one here, I particularly cherish this one. This is, it's hard to see, but it's actually a sort of moody blues spin-off band, the Blue Jays. The song was Blue Guitar, Justin Hayward and John Lodge, Blue Guitar. And it's particularly one of my faves because it was so damn hard to find. I again bought this at the Notting Hill's record store when I happened to get over to London in 1990, and I've been trying to find this for a long time. It's never available in Australia, but finally got hold of it. And then of course the album, which didn't have the song on it, was put on the CD, and then of course they put the song on there. And this one here is another really fabulous favourite single of mine. Robert Wyatt's Shipbuilding. What a great song. And this particular package comes with this lovely lavish sort of opens out like that, this lovely mural, I guess it is. Fabulous, fabulous. Okay, let's go to this little corner here, this fairly innocuous little corner. DVDs over there. Have a look at that. That is an old record player, such as we used to play back in the 1960s. In Britain they called them dance sets usually. This one's it's a Kingsley. And I bust it out every now and again because I love getting a taste of retro music and the whole feel of the retro sounds of the 1960s. And just, well, I'm old enough to remember my sisters having one of these, and this was the only way we got our music for a little while there in the 1960s. And tied in with that, I've also brought in a bunch of my favourite collectible retro 1960s type singles that I've got here. I'll just grab a handful of them and you can have a look. I'll bring them around here where there's a bit more light on the subject. Fabulous. And so the whole idea is you get these out, you bust them out, bring some friends along, maybe have some drinks, set up your little record player and have a bit of a retro music session with your friends. You know, party, clear the furniture and dance. Why not? Note the Batman Records label there. Many of us record collectors will be very familiar with that. Good old Batman Records in Melbourne. Yeah, fond memories. This one, Time is Tight. This is a great song, an instrumental from about 1965. Fabulous, got such great grooves, just got more heart and soul and groove than the entire works of Madonna, I should think. Yes, and the B-side's interesting. Johnny, I Love You, a vocal. I'm not sure who sings that, but by the way, I digitised all of these, including the B-sides, because I'm just that's my thing. B-sides. I love my B-sides. It's a great track. And I guess the last one here I'd like to show you is this one here. This is Lanny Lane, Australian singer, fabulous Australian singer. This was a gig purchase. I saw her at the Corner Hotel in Richmond, and she was promoting her first album, To the Horses, and this was available. And this is kind of a rarity, produced by Jack White, yes, of the White Stripes. A couple of fabulous songs there, Ain't Hungry and My Man. The Man Don't Love Her Anymore, which is a crying shame, I should think. Crying shame, but the good news is on Ain't Hungry, She and Her Man, they ain't hungry because they are satiated with each other. So this little single gives you everything. It's a fabulous spin. And now, last but not least, I'd like to show you this final cabinet I've got of LPs. This is a nice little piece itself. Check out my Star Wars postcards. Comes with a nice little cassette drawer here, where I've got the last of my cassette collection. I actually have a pretty good cassette player out in the car, and I play them every now and again. But in here, basically what I've got is I guess it's country music albums, folk albums, some sort of loungy sort of stuff, and Australian LPs is the way I've sorted these. I've got two final records I'd like to show you from this stack. Some of these I haven't yet to digitise, so it's kind of interesting for me. But this one here is really, this album is like... Here we go, here's one of my absolute favourite LPs, Emmylou Harris, Gliding Bird. Some Emmylou Harris fans may be scratching their heads at this point wondering, what album was that, Gliding Bird? When did she do that? This was actually her first album from about 1970. It's kind of an album she disowned. It was done when she was very young, obviously, and I think it was just after that she'd broken up with her first husband. She had a child. I'm not sure. It's around that time. And it is a very patchy, sort of folky, sort of sound, very sort of embryonic Emmylou. but it's nice to have, and this is the original pressing. There was a reprint done with a different cover a couple of years later when she became well known, but this is the original, and yeah, I cherish this one quite a lot. And while we're on the Emmylou sort of subject, let's go to my second and final album here. Her partner in crime in the early days was this man here, Graham Parsons, and here's the LP, Graham Parsons and the Falling Angels, live 1973, which came out about 1980. This is an original pressing. It's since been put onto CD with extra tracks, and one of the things I love, I happen to have, where is it? That's the CD that I've burnt. Where are you? There it is. This is a Sierra Records pressing. Came with a fabulous little note about Graham. But this is something I also ordered from Sierra Records. It didn't come with the album. I had to order this online. Or maybe, no, I don't think I did. I think I was just informed about it, that I could get this, and I did that via good old-fashioned snail mail. This has the extra tracks that are on the CD, the live, the medley here, but it also has this fabulous radio interview that Graham and Emmylou did while they were doing the show, conversations, doing it in the bus and broken EBS box. And they've added a song by Gene Parsons, who's no relation to Graham, but he joined the Flying Burrito Brothers after he left, and his version of Hot Burrito #1, which they added, I think, because, you know, just to pad out the side and to be something, you know, this thematically similar, sort of a tribute to Graham. But yeah, it's got this little conversation is really fabulous. I might, in fact, include a little excerpt as part of this video blog, maybe right now. Have a listen.
Would you enjoy doing it in the bus, though?
Doing what in the bus?
Yeah.
It's been fun every second of it.
And that
Got an 8mm projector, man?
I mean, we have to make a living.
Okay, so that's the tour. This is the book. I hope you had a good time with it. I could say more, but I won't. Unlike my colleague Rui, I think Rui will be okay with this. He'll understand. Hey Rui, sometimes you just don't need to make some sort of deep socio-political comment about what you've experienced, and I think this is one of those times. It's this book is, and its pictures and words, I think, have been eloquent enough. You've had a doorway into the world of amazing record collectors and the swamp and my own collection, and a little doorway into that, and hopefully that was enough, and I hope you enjoyed it. So this is Russ out on the swamp.